Jesus is sitting on the Mount of Olives, and his disciples come to him privately, and they say, "Tell us when all this will happen." Jesus was talking about the end, when God is going to wrap all this up, and heaven and earth are going to join, and that's the end of what we know now. They ask him, "What sign will signal your return and the end of the world?" So Jesus goes on to give this apocalyptic diatribe. He says, look, you're going to see famines. You're going to see people turning against each other. You're going to see wars. There's going to be rumors of war. All this crazy stuff is going to happen. But then he gets to the passage we read from, and then he goes further in verses 45 and 46 and says this: "A faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants and feeding them. If the master returns and finds that the servant has done a good job, there will be a reward." So you remember when your parents went out of town for the weekend and for the first time they let you stay home? Here's what they did, at least here's what mine did. I'm sure yours did too. They left a list of things that you were to accomplish while they were gone. And if they came home a couple hours early on Sunday and find that you had not accomplished that list, woe unto you and unto your social life for the next month. Here's what Jesus is saying. The disciples are very concerned all of a sudden. Their energy, their focus is very wrapped up in when everything's going to end. They want a sign. They want to know when this is going to happen. And Jesus very basically tells them, that's not for you to worry about. As a matter of fact, if you spend your time and energy worrying about that, you're not going to have the time and energy to do what you're supposed to do in the first place. Can I make a suggestion? Perhaps the Bible is far less about how to get to heaven after we die and far more about how to live into the kingdom of heaven right here and right now. As disciples of Jesus Christ, we cannot miss the point because the point is simply too important. We have work to do. Jesus calls us to follow him. And the season of Lent is an incredible opportunity to make that a reality in our lives. Lent is a chance to reorient our lives around our discipleship of Jesus Christ. Because it seems for the modern church, the temptation is to put church attendance, to put serving others, to put worshiping Christ as another item on our to-do list. When really, our discipleship of Christ is the pen and the paper with which our to-do list should be written.